Hey, Dave, Mookie not in the lineup again today and doesn't appear like he's going on the IL. Could you update his status?
He got a cortisone shot a couple days ago, so kind of hoping that dissipates some of the pain. The goal, the hope is still to have him play on Tuesday in San Francisco, but it's still day to day, and I know he wants to get in there, but it's just the pain is just not allowing for him to be in there. So hopefully with this shot that it'll dissipate and we can get him back in there, moving around, and then get him in the lineup.
How about Cody? He was out here in center field taking ground balls at first base. What are you thinking with him?
It's just more of it's the left hamstring. So if we can get him taking grounders and first base be an option to take away, eliminate some of the running, might be beneficial, but want to make sure also that it doesn't affect the swing isn't affected by it, or the swing doesn't affect the hamstring more, although he did it running. And so just continue to give us options, but we'll see how he responds today. Hopefully if things go well, he'll be in there tomorrow.
Do you think he could at least hit for you tonight and the ground balls at first base? Are you thinking that could maybe take some pressure off his hamstring?
We'll see. He's still got to take some swings today and see if the hamstring's affected by it, because that's the back leg, and sometimes when you do have a hamstring, it does affect the swing as well.
And as far as Tony goes, what does he need to do to be able to go deeper in the game for you guys? And are there any concerns about that tonight?
No, not as far as health. I think there's been times where, I don't know if it was the Arizona game, where he went deep, was very efficient. So it's just going out there and filling up the strike zone, sequencing the right way, and going as hard as he can for as long as he can. So that's kind of our message to him, and go make pitches.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is from Kirsten Watson. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, with the success that Cody Bellinger had yesterday offensively, is it at all any frustrating for him having when it was the double and the triple, then to kind of end up dealing with the hamstring injury?
I think it is. I think it is. I think hopefully we got ahead of it, which I think we did. So it should just be a day, and that's our hope. So I think if that's the case, then I think he's pretty happy with how he felt in the box yesterday and the results. So with one day down, and if we can get him back in there Sunday, I think he can keep up that same momentum with this at bats.
What's the status of the bullpen today? Is Joe Kelly available, or is he still dealing with some soreness?
Yeah, I don't think Joe's available. I think Kenley would be back online. I think Blake will be back online, and those other guys. But I don't think Joe will be online, but we'll see.
And with the offense, the guys have been starting off really hot, but it seems like as we get later in the game, things start to cool off. What is it that you're seeing that's happening late in the game offensively?
That's a good question. I think that there's sometimes we get that starter out and we keep putting up runs against guys in the pen, and other times we get them out and we stall once the pen comes in. So I don't know the answer. I know that we had a chance to break it open a couple times last night, just didn't happen. But as far as kind of in general, I don't know the answer. I think we just got to keep taking good at bats, regardless of, which guy is out on the mound.
And then last one from me. From my understanding, Clayton Kershaw was throwing off of the bullpen mound earlier today. What's next for him?
Yeah, so today was supposed to be a pen, and early next week, probably Tuesday, I think it is, he'll do a simulated game in San Francisco and face some hitters. And then once we get through that, will be the next step, whether it's a rehab assignment or activation. I don't know. So right now, I think get through this pen session, do a live BP simulated game against our guys, and then we'll have more information.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question's from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Was that a standard bullpen session for Clayton, 30-ish pitches?
It was, Bill, yes.
And with Joe Kelly, can you be more specific about this soreness?
It was just after that I think it was 12 pitches the other day, 4 days ago. It was an up and down, and just said his arm was sore and just didn't respond the next day. And so we wanted to give him a day, and then it turned into 2. So it's just kind of not bouncing back. So right now, specifically, I know it's the arm, Bill, and hopefully he'll be back. I don't think it's something long-term, and we just want to make sure that we get him feeling that he can go out there and get outs and still recover after an outing.
And some of the search you've had to do with the bullpen, some of the uneven performances you've gotten, how much of a factor is it that neither Gratterall or Gonzalez has been able to replicate their level from last year?
It's a part of the equation. I think that they both played huge roles for us last year, and specifically to Victor. The fastball command just hasn't been there this year. The slider hasn't had the swing and miss that it did last year. The work ethic, the care, all that stuff is still in place, intact, but it's about results, as we all know, and it just hasn't been consistent, versus left or right. And I think with Brewstar getting the swing and miss, just hasn't been consistent. And I think that the command of the fastball hasn't been there. It's a miss yank middle to the right-hand hitter, or a miss in off the plate into the lefty, just trying to find something to wipe them out, and we just haven't found that. So, yeah, both those guys are big pieces to what we did last year and we're trying to do this year. So, we got to stay with them, but they got to perform. That's the bottom line.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question's from Fabiano Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. I just want to check in and see if there's anything new with Corey Seager.
Was active today. I think, Fabian, once we leave on Sunday, he's going to go out to Arizona and get in some games over there, whatever games they have going over there. And once he plays, then, hopefully we can get him with us. So that's the next step, getting him to Arizona and playing in some games.
And it's obviously been like a little bit of a waiting game with him. I mean, how much do you want to see him just be able to play in those games for a few days in a row to make sure that the hand is okay before you guys activate him?
I think that would be great, and comes out of it fine, and then we get him with our club. That would be fantastic. Not much would make me happier.
Thanks, Dave.
Last one's from Ron Cervenka. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, calling up Luke Raley, is the plan for him to stay up for a while, or is this just to kind of fill the spot for the time being?
I don't want to say either way, Ron, because I think that whether you have intentions for it to be a quick stint and then sometimes it changes. So he's here active today, and I'm expecting him to take some good at bats and play some good defense for us.